Hi, everyone, and welcome to Studio Jake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you so much for joining me today on my vidcast, where I talk about all things pop culture, from television to film to celebrity news, and so much more. Be sure to like this video, leave me a comment, share it out to everyone, and of course, subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions, so any and all gentle taps, presses, or smash of that subscribe button helps me out. I really appreciate it. Okay, we're diving right into the topic. So, I am very excited about this. Everyone knows I'm a huge anime fan, and one of the things I'm very excited about is anytime there's a new release for My Hero Academia. I love the anime. I got into the manga spinoff, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, and I just started the main My Hero Academia manga, which I'm enjoying a great deal. And I love all the movies. I've written really positive reviews about all three of them on my website, StudioJakeMedia.com. So you can head over there, just type in My Hero Academia in the search bar. They'll come up, I promise, among all my other articles that I have written. But more importantly, we have some news. So, My Hero Academia in 2021, they released My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission, which was the third film in the anime franchise, and it blew up the Japanese box office. It did incredibly well here in the United States. It was one of the first films, along with Demon Slayer Mugen Train, to come over because a lot of the Hollywood studios, they had put a lot of projects on pause, and so theaters were releasing stuff like Mugen Train, like World Heroes Mission, and so they both did very well in the United States box office also. So now we've got a huge announcement, and that is that a fourth film, tentatively titled My Hero Academia, the movie, is being announced. So I'm reading from my article on clownfishtv.com. The Japanese superhero franchise My Hero Academia is returning for a fourth anime films. Fans everywhere received the news in Jump Comics issue number 36 through 37 from 2023. There are a few details at this time, and it is currently being announced with a tentative title of My Hero Academia, the movie, which I just said. Blah, blah, blah. Japanese animation studio Bones will be returning to produce the movie, while Toho, the production company behind Godzilla, will be distributing the films to cinemas. And Toho does this a lot. They often will pick up anime films that are based off of television shows and release their movie versions into cinemas. They do this often. So, one of the things that has gotten fans really excited about this film is the creator of My Hero Academia. He actually didn't have a big role in the first three films. He was kind of just there to make sure that the wheels were turning and the gears were grinding, but nothing too major involvement. This time, however, he is actually going to be writing the original story, and he will also be the project overseer. So I think this is fantastic. In my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, it is very rare that a project exceeds the original creator's vision. I mean, think about Star Wars. I love the original series. It's the best. I love the prequel series. You can send all your hate in the comments. I think the prequels are not as good as the originals, but they are definitely second place. And I think, with a handful of exceptions, what Disney has done to Star Wars has been gross. I've done other videos about that. So I was really excited to hear that Kohei Horikoshi, who is the creator of My Hero Academia, I was excited to hear that he is on board with this film because I think it's going to be fantastic. Apparently, there's all we really have at this point are rumors outside of what has been announced, but apparently it's either going to take place during the Dark Deco arc, so it might be Deco encountering a very powerful villain while he's on patrol. For those of you unfamiliar, the Dark Deku arc is basically what happens is All For One, who is the villain, he stages a breakout. He and his cronies in the Paranormal Liberation Army, they stage a breakout of all the major prisons in Japan. So a bunch of high-powered supervillains escape, and Deku thinks that it is his fault that this is happening because they have learned that he has inherited One for All, which is a superpower that gets passed down, which is he got it from his mentor All Might. So I know there's a lot of alls in that, but he blames himself for what has happened. Several superheroes died in the battle against the Paranormal Liberation Army. And so he goes rogue. It is a fantastic story arc. And the rumor is that it's going to take place during this arc. So in the middle of it. And that would actually work. There is if you listen to the narration in the television show, there is room where it was clear that Deku was out for way longer than first thought of. So you could see this happening within the framework of the show. And of course, all the movies are canon. I know in Dragon Ball Z there's some debate whether the films are canon, with a couple of exceptions, but within Dragon Ball Z universe, all the movies take place within the framework of the show. And in fact, they even go out of their way to tell you where they take place. In the first movie, which was called Heroes Rising, the TV show actually teases the film, so where it takes place. I can't remember. I don't want to tell you and get it wrong. And nevertheless, I'm very excited about this. My Hero Academia is probably one of my favorite animes of all time. I think it is fantastic. And for those of you who are kind of starved for, superhero fiction because of the big two and all the subsequent companies like IDW, going, politically correct in their story arcs, My Hero Academia is a great alternative. If you are like, hey, I'm not really ready to dive into the main storyline right now because it's just so expansive, I understand that. I'm way behind. They're like in volume 30 and I'm still reading volume 2. So I would recommend My Hero Academia Vigilantes. It's just going to be 15 volumes. 1 through 14 have already been released, and they just launched another sort of team up mission. I think it's called Team Up Missions. It's a spin-off anime where it mainly focuses on minor characters, although Deku is prominently featured as well. But it's basically the class of 1A teaming up with other classmates or with pro heroes that you don't normally see a lot within the manga or the anime. So there's only 3 out of those. So I think the 4th one's coming out this year. So that's highly recommend that, especially if you're a fan of hero fiction. One Punch Man is a great alternative too, but I'm here to talk about My Hero Academia. Definitely check it out. You're not going to miss it. And by the way, World Heroes Mission, even though it is set in the world of the anime, you can watch it in such a way where you won't get lost. They show clips and flashbacks to help like a casual viewer understand. Now, please keep in mind it's PG-13, so I wouldn't say it's for only mature audiences. But and I'm talking about not just World Heroes Mission, but the anime and the manga. It's definitely PG-13, so keep in mind, don't let little kids read it. It's got a lot of violence. And a minor foul language, a little bit of inappropriate humor, but nothing over the top. You could enjoy it a great deal. Like I said, it's basically like reading a comic book. And back to World Heroes Mission, I think it was in the top 10 at the Japanese box office. You can watch it and not feel lost. It's just a good, straight up superhero film. My wife, she likes, magical girl stuff. She likes slice of life anime and more of the fantasy stuff. So she's not really into My Hero Academia like I am, but I took her to see the movie and she loved it. She thought it was fantastic. So just giving that movie a good testimonial there. But whatever the case may be, I do hope that this movie is going to be good. I hope it keeps the track record. I really think that Studio Bones has done an amazing job of producing this anime. And I would just like to say to Horikoshi, I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but you are an inspiration. Your dedication to your craft, how expansive this world is, and you're letting collaborators work with you to expand it even further. You are an amazing creator, and I think that you do such a good job. And I know it's exhausting doing this kind of work, so take all the breaks you need, because we want you to continue to launch us toward either the finale or to a continuation, whatever you prefer, because you do such a good job, and I know you're going to do fantastic with this 4th film. So let me know in the comments if you're excited for this fourth My Hero Academia film. And I hope that, like I said before, I have no doubt it's going to be good. I hope it's good. I am very optimistic. I'm more excited about this than I have been for a Marvel or DC project, and that should tell you something. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to Studio Jake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.